Beautiful start to the day today. Another nice one to enjoy. You'd never know there's a giant storm system headed our way.
The modern technology, the miracle of it, right?
Thankfully, yes.
Otherwise, you'd be like, well, it's going to be nice for the next week or so.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful right now. We do have the storm that we're going to talk about on Friday. We have a little bit more detail on that. We're just trying to fine-tune the wind forecast. That's the real key. Before we get there, let's talk about the next couple of days, which are going to be similar to today, which is a good thing. 37 in Wiscasset, 36 in Portland, 35 in Bangor right now. Nice day, temperatures in the 20s into the mountains for the most part. And we do have more clouds in the mountains, more sun along the southern and western part of the state. I think the only thing that really changes between today and tomorrow is that we get sunshine more consistently across the state tomorrow, including northern Maine. So hour by hour forecast, you'll see some of those clouds erode tonight. That'll allow temperatures to drop down into the 20s in a few spots, 20s in most spots, teens in a few spots. And then tomorrow, here we are, temperatures are very similar, but we've got more sunshine across more of the state. We do cloud up for Thursday, but if you've got stuff going on during the day Thursday, it's not going to be a problem where you're just going to be cloudy. Temperatures will be in the same kind of zone, 30 to 36 degrees. And then here comes this storm, which this model's a little fast on it, I think, compared to others. But the timing has moved up a little bit so that the storm peak really now is during the middle of the day, Friday into early Friday afternoon, as opposed to Friday night as it looked at one point. So the setup is still the same here. It's amazing watching people who really like snow, some of which are meteorologists or just weather weenies in general, try to hope this into a snowstorm, and it just isn't. It's just not going to be because we've got the low here. It phases way west. It's a big storm probably for Chicago as the storm is to the west, but we are in the warm sector. So this initial thump of snow in the mountains and foothills, but even they change over to all rain through Friday afternoon. It's raining pretty much all day Friday, just to be clear on that, into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Might end as a little wet snow, but that's kind of hard to do, and then we clear out in time for Saturday morning. So it's really a Friday event, and we continue to focus on this, the streaming in of winds between, we call this an occlusion, the front right here into the warm front. And in this zone, winds get really strong because we're packing in a pressure gradient. And so the question has been, how strong are the winds? And I got to be honest, I don't feel better today than I did yesterday. If anything, the winds look a little bit stronger. So we talked about the peak coming in through the middle of the day into the early afternoon. Out of the east-southeast, these winds are coming in 55 miles an hour, in some cases higher than that. I do think 60 plus is still on the table for Friday, middle of the day into the afternoon, and then the winds settle down after that. You can see this model trying to pop some 60s into Portland, into Rockland, into Bar Harbor as well, and I think 60 is a definite possibility from the mid-coast into down East Maine as well. So we're going to see quite a few power outages from this. In addition to that, rainfall 2 to 3 inches. Now keep in mind, we've got a lot of snowpack here. So if we add the melting snowpack, we could have some issues in the mountains as far as flooding goes. So a lot of things to think about. High tide is astronomically very high, the highest of the month on Friday morning. It didn't look like that was going to be an issue, but now the storm's a little faster. So that could be a problem. So we're kind of getting it from all angles here. It is not looking good, and I think we're going to have a lot of power outages, some flooding, some coastal flooding, and then things quiet down for the weekend. Oh, and then things freeze over.
Small note, I was going to say, and then the temperature falls out of the bottom.
The temperatures fall a lot. We're in the 20s on Saturday, so anything that was wet within reason will freeze. So a lot of facets to this. It is quieter for the weekend, and Christmas itself looks quiet. But
some of the worst timing we could have.
Yeah, not great.
No. Yeah. All right, Keith, we'll see you tonight. Thanks. Wendy.